everyone. It's Adam Mitchell here with Treasure Trading, and we are back with another video. I know it's been a few weeks since I've posted. Today is November 1st, 2022, and I believe my last video that I posted was October 16th or something, so I think that was a Sunday. So my last day that I showed on here, I think, was from the 14th. But yeah, so it's been a few weeks. And this video, I'm going to go over October. You know, as we can see, I've got my calendar right here. We're going to go over October, and we're also going to talk about my trades from today, November 1st. So yeah, let's get into the video here. I'm going to try to keep it short. So we can see my calendar here for October. You know, I had 5 red days and the rest were green days. So that's pretty cool. For the month of October, I made $474. My average winning trade was $16. My average losing trade was $13. So that's good that my average winners are bigger than my average losers. I've got an accuracy of about 57%. Yeah, so that's not bad. I really want to get that up to like 70%. I want my accuracy to be about 70%. You know, October, I definitely made some mistakes. It's always the same mistakes of I take some dumb trades here and there. I hold on to some losing trades a little bit too long. You know, maybe I take a little bit too big of size, and, you know, maybe I'm not holding my trades, my winning trades long enough. And, you know, when I go over my trades from today, we will kind of see some of those mistakes because I did make some mistakes this morning when I was trading. But yeah, you know, let's look at this a little bit more here. So, you know, here is October. So we can see I started off kind of strong. You know, I went on, I guess, a $344 win streak, and then I kind of went sideways for, I don't know, about a week and a half maybe. And then just this past week, you know, last week, I was able to kind of finish the month off strong. But yeah, I think the 14th was the last day that I posted. And so this is what I've done since I've posted. I've made, let's see how much I've made. Since my last post, I'm up about $130. You know, I had, you know, man, this was some really choppy days right here. But yeah, I'm happy with my performance this month overall. You know, I'm still trading small size. I'm still risking $20 per trade, and I haven't mentioned this yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be putting it on my thumbnail. I am above the PDT rule now. I am now trading in a margin account, so I'm able to take basically unlimited trades. You know, I've got about 26,000 in my account now, which is above PDT, which is 25,000. So I'm no longer trading in a cash account. I'm no longer restricted to settled cash only. I can use borrowed funds, so I'm able to just trade, which is good because I was running out of buying power a lot before, which was very frustrating. But I'm still trading smaller size. You know, I'm only trading on average between 50 to 300 shares per position, you know, with my average being around 150 to 200 shares per trade. And if, you know, eventually I'm going to be sizing up to, you know, 500 shares and then 1,000 shares and then 2,500 shares and so on. But right now, I'm still trading small size because in the past, every time I've sized up, my performance just totally tanks. And, you know, that's a trend that I really want to break. I'm going to break it because I've been working on my performance a lot. And a big part of that is just making sure that I cut my trades at max loss. That's really my biggest thing, is cutting my trades at max loss. So, of course, when I'm trading and I'm risking $100 per trade, in the past, that would be very difficult to sell it when I'm down 100 for whatever reason. You know, it's just I don't want to make that loss real. I'm hoping it bounces back up, but of course it never does. And before you know it, that $100 loss, when I'm sized up, turns into an $800 loss, which that's happened multiple times. So I just really want to make sure that my performance is super solid this time before sizing up. So my plan for that is once I hit 26,500 in my account trading my small size, you know, I think that will really show me that I've got this consistency down and I'm not taking 5 steps forward and then 10 steps back. So, you know, right now I'm at 26,200. So I've got $300 more to go. And if I keep trading the way that I've been trading, that'll be in a few weeks, right? So in a few weeks, I might be sizing up. So stay tuned. But yeah, so that's October. I'm not really going to go over the individual days, but this is how I ended October. $474. My win versus loss days, 77% winning days, 23% losing days. And on my winning days, my accuracy is about 70%, but then my losing days, my accuracy is terrible. But yeah, so yeah, that is the month of October. Now let's get into today's trades, because there was some decent action this morning. So I ended today up $47, which isn't bad for my size. That's a pretty decent green day, and I'm pretty happy with that. I traded two stocks, SONN and UBX. So yeah, let's take a look at those trades real quick. So my first trade is a dip on SONN. So SONN is a continuation stock. It made a decent move on Friday, and so now it's on watch for continuation. We have this nice breakout here. I didn't trade that. It went from $2 up to almost $2.20. And now we're getting a pullback, and I'm looking for a nice dip down into this area here, maybe at $2.10. So let's press play. So I'm looking for it to make that pullback. I've got my hand over the buy button. So boom, we got that nice drop, and I'm buying in 200 shares at 207. And as we can see, we're getting a nice bottoming wick here. So it's getting bought up. And ideally, what you want to see is a push through high of day. But, this is one of my issues, is that I don't hold my trades longer. Like, I need to just hold them longer, so we're getting a nice bounce up here. And I'm just like, man, when should I sell it? I hope it doesn't come crashing down. But yeah, let's just see what happens here. It's fun watching my trades back, I think. So yeah, so we can see that I'm up about $10, which isn't bad. So right here, I'm about to sell it. And realistically, it's like, so right there, I just sold it. And I wonder what it winds up doing at this level. Here, I'm going to press pause and fast forward here. We can see that we're getting a little bit more of a squeeze. So right there, we see it pop up a little bit, and then it gets hammered back down. But, fast forwarding here, let's see what the stock winds up doing. I'm shifting back between SONN and UBX. So yeah, so right here, we're starting to get another pullback. And, this would have been a nice place to get in. But I didn't take that trade. Yeah, let's see what happens. What's my next trade? Okay, so fast forwarding on SONN, man, we got a really big rip off of this level. It's like, I wish I would have bought that level right there, right? So I got this trade. I should have taken this trade, but I didn't. But now, now we have another opportunity for a pullback. So now I'm looking for another pullback. So we're setting up. I've got my hand over the buy button. I'm waiting for a nice pullback. So right here, we get a pullback down into 226. So I'm thinking that we're going to hold up at the $0.25 of 225, right? Because that's a very natural area of support and resistance. So I'm pressing buy at 226. I got in with 200 shares. And now, just like back here, I was looking for a nice squeeze up. I'm going to be looking for another nice squeeze up. So I'm going to press play. So we can see that I'm up on this thing, right? Like, we're getting a nice squeeze, and then right there, I sell it. And then, of course, let's look at what it does here. It's holding up, and now we start getting the bigger push. Here's the bigger push, right? But this is what makes trading a little bit tricky, is that, back here, we didn't get that bigger push. We got more of a pullback, but it was still holding up, right? and then it continued higher. Whereas right here, it's just making that rip up at this level here. I mean, gosh, we're coming up into 240 now. Let's see how high this thing goes. I mean, that was a really nice push. I sold it, I think, at 234, and now we're up at 240 now. Here, I'm going to press pause and just see how much higher it goes. I mean, dude, wow. 244. Oh, my goodness, man. And see, this is the thing. It's like, I really hate missing this profit, It's like I'm only capable of getting the first little part of the move, and I don't hold it. Maybe I should have held it to the $0.50, right? Like that would have been a reasonable place to maybe have a back of mind target. But of course, it blows through it, right? It squeezes all the way up to 253. I mean, not quite blowing through it, but okay. So this is where I kind of get myself into some trouble here. Like, this was a very stupid trade, and this is another problem of mine, okay? Which is the type of issue that I need to work out before I size up. Like, I can't be having these types of mistakes when I'm sized up, because then when I have to take that loss, it's going to be a lot more difficult, right? And the loss can grow fairly quickly, right? Like, it can get pretty large pretty quickly. And so right here, I'm really not taking a good entry. I'm not waiting for any signals. I'm just getting in on a dip off the highs, which is stupid, right? So I got in with 200 shares at 242. And as we can see, it's pulling back even more. And I just went ahead and sold it, right? Because I'm like, dude, this is a stupid trade. Why did I take it? So now I'm only up 10. I was up like 20 or something, so I gave back half my gains on that one trade. So let's see what happens. I wind up taking another stab on it. So yeah, so right here, oh my gosh, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is so dumb. Now I'm in with 400 shares at 240 because I'm thinking, okay, let's get that quick pop back up to 250. I'll make 40 bucks. But it's not really holding up. And so I go ahead and cut it, and now I'm only up 148. So I just gave back basically all my gains on this trade. Now, this right here is the type of setup that I should have waited for, okay? Because what do we have here? We have a triple bottom, right? But by the time this candle forms right here, I believe this was at 958. These two candles at 956 and 957 have already established a very clear level of support. So as soon as this candle forms, okay, we have support here. Let's hammer that buy button. Let's buy, because we have this clear level of support now. And see, that's the type of thing that I need to be waiting on before just getting in on these dips, because sometimes I just take these dip trades and I'm not waiting for another signal. I just see it drop and I just get in. And that's dumb, right? Like, it needs to come into a level of support. It needs to come into a moving average. It needs to show me that it's holding up at a certain price before just jumping in, right? Like back here, this is coming into a whole bunch of support, which is why it got bought back up. And then it comes back down into it and it bounces off that level, right? So we need to be getting in at clear levels of support. Now we're ramping up. We got this other pullback down into a clear level of support at the $0.25, which is a very natural area of support. We get a nice bounce off of that level. Now we got a pullback, and I'm being dumb and just buying it as it's falling. Like, what am I doing? And then I start getting a little bit emotional. I start to lose control. I really started to lose control in this period right here. But after taking those two really dumb trades, now we're in a situation where there's a smart trade to be had. And this is the trade that I should have waited for. But I do make another mistake here. So I'm going to press play. So I see it squeezing up, and I just hammer the buy button. 600 shares, 241. I'm waiting for that big squeeze up to 250, right? But I'm in with 600 shares. Like, that is so oversized. And I'm in at 241. It would have been better to get in below 240, maybe at 238. So here we go. We're getting that bigger squeeze. Now I'm back up $26. Okay, great. I'm patting myself on the back now. I feel better. I feel better, but I broke some rules by taking dumb trades and it cost me, and then I broke even more rules to make the money back. And that's the type of stuff that you don't want to do, right? When you're trading. And those are the kinds of things that I need to get control of before I size up. That's why I'm not sized up right now, because I do dumb things still, like what you just saw just a moment ago, right? And yeah, we can see that this thing's continuing to squeeze up. I mean, dude, that would have been such a great trade, you know, if I would have held it a little bit longer, right, with the 600 shares, which, you know, that's what I have to look forward to when I do decide to size up, is I'm going to be making those sweet, sweet gains, right? But yeah, you know, I really wanted to just talk about that when it comes to SONN. I think that was my last trade on this stock. Now let's go to my trade on UBX, because that was a pretty cool trade, I think. All right, so UBX. So we can't really see it on my chart here on the video, but I will pull it up on my chart and pull that over real quick so we can see what exactly I was looking at. So right here is the same area as right here, okay? So yeah, we were coming into this price level, this pre-market level here, and I noticed that we were coming into that level, and I was looking for it to come into that level. At this point here, we're coming into that level, and that's where I'm planning on buying. So we're getting that dip right here, and I'm seeing that we're kind of double bottoming at that level. You know, it's within 1 penny, and I'm about to hit buy. Let's see. So right there, I get in with 300 shares at 317, and I got in with slightly bigger size with 300 shares because my stop was going to be so tight, right? So if this thing dropped below 315, I was going to be cutting it. And then we can see that we get this pop up off that level, and you know, I was able to sell into this push, and I made $21. You know, that was a good trade. And yeah, let's look at SONN, because SONN wound up making a crazy move, right? I'm just going to fast forward here. So we can see right there, I mean, man, this thing squeezed up like crazy. The bulls really took control of this stock at this time, and that was really cool to see. But I didn't trade this move. I was too afraid to trade it. And, you know, I didn't want to lose. I was up about $50 on the day. And I'm like, you know what? I think I should just walk away. So yeah, so that was my trading day from November 1st, starting the month off green. And hopefully we have another winning month, like what we saw in October. So yeah, those are my trades, guys, and those are my stats for October. And again, if you guys like my videos, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and leave a like. And I will see you guys in the next video. All right.